Testing.
What you slide through? Slide through, baby. What you slide through? Slide through, baby. Baby, slide through. 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 Slide through, baby. Slide through. Slide through.
Another episode. Once again.
Welcome back.
Again.
Was this 96?
Once a motherfucking game.
Is it 96 or 95?
Was it 95? Or was it 96? Or was it 97?
Let's take it 98.
Let's take it back to 96.
Take it back. Let's take it back. Let's take it back. How you guys' week been?
Okay. I see what you did there. Okay.
It's like my last week.
Well,
Yeah, well,
since last Tuesday.
Yeah, since last Tuesday.
Shit. I was in Sacramento all weekend and it was
Okay.
hot as
Oh,
shit.
Okay, tell us more, man. What was the plan there?
Just
to-
kick it.
Make
Just
a
kick it out
baby.
there? Yeah.
Did you succeed?
I succeeded, I think. I don't know. I
Oh,
guess we'll
shit.
find out.
Did you have to go through the tolls?
Oh, did you go
Nah,
to the tolls
we went
there?
through the other way.
The other
It
way?
was straightforward down to business?
Straightforward down to business, you know.
Okay,
Bunch of tequila.
Fucking hate those tolls, man. I always try to avoid them, and sometimes I always end up going through them. Like, damn, like,
Yeah.
Just then send you the card in the mail later. I'm like, fuck.
Fuck.
Just take the 5.
Yeah, I took the fight
So,
last
yeah.
time, but before then, like, I was like, oh shit. Like,
Sometimes the GPS will take you that way because
Yeah.
they want you to pay, and then you get your license plate in the mail. Like, oh fuck, that shit's mine.
you gotta pay like $30 or something. It's just a hassle. Yeah,
Well, I went up to Reno for the first time.
Oh,
I
shit.
had never been there. It's about a 5-hour drive out there. Didn't do nothing fun. We went out there to go take a look at an old school car.
Mhm.
And for people that are buying cars and looking at them online, have people sent you videos of the car like up close because the pictures look nice. The car looked like it was pristine. Nothing was wrong with it. You get there, you can see every fucking bump, like women with makeup on that have pimples.
Yeah.
Every little fucking bump on that car.
Put all the concealer in that car.
Pretty much.
all the
pretty
bronze.
much. Yeah.
Damn, so you were looking for a new car, or
Nah, my boy was. So I
Oh,
just went to tag along for the trip.
You
My
got-
car's in the shop.
Yeah.
so-
And plus, you got some knowledge. You can help him out
Yeah.
if he's trying to get ripped off or something.
You didn't do no gambling while up there?
No, I didn't. It was just.
Was it hot as shit?
It was hot as shit. It really was. I mean, it was fun. I never drove out there. It seems like you were driving to South Lake Tahoe, same type of scenery or panorama.
Yeah,
But yeah, I want to go out there during the winter.
for sure. It's cold as shit.
How about you, DJ? How's your week going?
It's been good. Been busy.
Any further details?
Nah, I mean, I got new stuff coming for definitely eating. More new stuff.
Can you speak on it, or you just
Yeah, dude,
you just gonna drop a bomb on people?
Yeah, do you
Nah.
want to speak about those
Those
foot apparels that you recently got?
Apparels. I don't
Those,
know what
you
you're
know,
talking
Those
about.
custom Nikes you got.
Oh
is
yeah,
fucking fire.
that's just a 1 out of 1 pair.
Ooh,
You know?
is that gonna go for $1 million?
I don't know, man. But I will say one thing. We got some candles coming out soon. So I'm a fan of candles just in general. So, and I feel like candles smell good. People love fucking with candles. So
I love candles, man. They set
So,
the
yeah.
vibe. I love.
Took me a minute.
You're
Took
supposed
me
to
a
dim the
while.
lights. Good.
Took me a while to get find someone that could do them and whatever. But I finally found a person and.
They gonna smell like marijuana?
Yeah. Nah, they ain't. I got 3 cents. I forgot what they are right now. I think one of them's like
Definitely cherry.
one of them's Ocean Breeze. One of
Hey,
them's
that'd be a good.
one of them's
Definitely
Ocean Breeze. But the other one's like I forgot what the fuck they're called.
Definitely gotta do
But
a
yeah, but we
lavender.
got candles coming soon though, man. So
Okay.
I'm happy for that. Excited about that.
Love candles.
And then the rest of the stuff, we'll just see it out of nowhere, pop up.
Yeah. You should do some incense too afterwards.
Ooh,
Some incense. That'd be hard.
There you go.
Well, guys, we are here with a special guest. He is a quarter from the Society's Nightmare.
Okay.
Please welcome YG. Or unless you want to go by a different name now.
The fellas, how the fellas doing?
Yeah.
Chilling, man.
No, we've already been already. You know what I mean? We're family already. That's why I told Mario and I told Fee. I call him Fee.
Yeah,
Everyone
Fee.
knows. I don't know.
I know.
I'm the kind of guy. I got a nickname for you.
Yeah.
In a
Okay.
couple seconds.
What's Mario's nickname?
Oh, that's M.
Oh, it's him. That's him.
Yeah, that's
You
M.
shorten it up, bro.
So-
You shorten it up.
That's just him.
Well, yeah, it got to be a reflex, you know. I
Yeah.
don't want to think about it. So, anyways, but we out here, man, and man, it's good to see you guys.
Appreciate you coming through today, man.
Yeah. So thank you for the invite, and I see you guys doing your thing. And
sir.
let's
Yes,
keep
sir.
pushing that thing, man. I started
sir.
following yesterday on Instagram,
Okay.
and so I peeped out a couple podcasts already. Of course, I had to check out AM and Fees,
Yes,
okay.
because it was Monterey.
Oh yeah,
Living.
that one's throwback.
So
Throwback.
I think it was like episode 11, huh?
Yeah.
Before the cameras.
What do we
Before-
now?
This is before cameras.
96.
We're talking one microphone, like, you know what I mean?
That was
That
still
type
on
of
mic-
stuff.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
I'm episode 831.
One day.
I'm not.
One day.
No, we have episode 96 today.
I'm gonna come back for that one.
Yeah, bro. We'll save it for you. We'll save it. So, anything you want to say about yourself that people may not know? Like, what do you like to do?
Oh yeah, man. Right now I'm on that tip where it's like I'm trying to just almost 40 years old now. I'm coming up in January, so I'm already on that tip where I've been on the hustle, like just nonstop. I'm like, just trying to be like, what's it called?
Like entrepreneur or
Shit, I was thinking about the name of the uncle in DuckTales. Fucking, he swims in the money bin.
McScrooge?
There you go.
Yeah.
McScrooge, and
What's his name?
Yeah.
lately that's what I've been on that tip right there. Just trying to let the grandkids eat off the cheddar later on,
yeah.
and
planting some trees
yeah,
so they
yeah,
can enjoy
yeah.
the shade by that time.
And so we could always talk business.
Yeah,
You'd be like Mike Cardone and shit.
Hey, there we go.
And where can the people follow you at?
Yeah, so we can go on Instagram. There's a couple different accounts, but I could throw them all out there. The main ones, we started with one brand, me and my wife, is Christine Diaz Photography. That's always going to be on Cannery Row. We already know that.
Okay. Do you do the photos? Or
And then we got my second one because I split off and kept the studio in Salinas for a while, which is Dream Day Photos. But I'm going to give them all to you, so don't think, conductor, you ain't on the spot, bro. They ain't trying to memorize it right now. They starting to warm up over here with the purple drink.
do you take the photos yourself or?
Yeah, so that's one business. The second business is the video business. I mean, some of these you just have to grow them, just kind of just supervise them. 'Cause I ain't trying to break my back neither.
Yeah.
That's why my parents broke their backs. Fuck. Hopefully I learned something.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. Photography, like someone starts photography and then they slowly go into video making, or sometimes the other way around. Yeah,
That way.
yeah.
It's crazy, man. I got clients fly in from all over states, and like 2 weeks ago, I thought it was just like a pregnant woman spree. I was shooting like six of them in Carmel, back to back to back to back to back. So the good thing is I could shut it down just to kind of hustle and come out here and touch bases. You know what I mean? I could shut it down, and then as much hustle as I put into it, I'll be working. So pretty much how I run it.
Is that like number one for you, or
Damn, no,
like
man, no.
that's just like number three, or just some like on you like to do on the side?
What I like to do on the side?
Yeah,
I like to
is that-
DJ.
Or you like okay?
I like a DJ. Last year, I opened the last business, which was Salinas DJ Company.
Okay.
So there you go. I see
Okay,
it. We
so
see
It's
it.
19. That's the latest one right there. So that's just because of the library for music has been collecting for a long time. A long time. We could talk vinyl.
Oh, vinyls. So you be pulling out the oldies.
Well, it's just all about, if you got a good photographic memory, song and title, artist, artist title. Because nowadays, if you go blank and you ain't got shit tangible, download it.
Yeah.
But you're going to have to remember every
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
artist and song. So
Yeah,
but I had that memory.
Yeah, I got a friend who DJs, and sometimes he would just write the initials of stuff, and he'll know what it is right like that. I'm like, bro, how do you do that? Like, I don't know, it's just in his brain.
Usually when you do events, you just chicken scratch shit like a doctor. And then you know what it is, but it was like a mental note of something maybe not on the printed draft or something. So that to me is fun. I could just pass the whole day away right there in the backyard where I got it all set up, and some Mexican beer. So that's what I like to do for fun, and just see the little ones. You know what I mean? I live over there in back of River Road, so I'm kind of back over here. You know what I mean? I'm a country boy and shit.
Nice. How long you been DJing for?
But that just started like in 17.
Like 2017?
Yep. I
Okay,
got in
and then
contact with.
2019 is when you opened your business.
That's when it turned like, okay, I gotta get the license. I gotta.
Yeah. How do you get
It's
the
just going
license?
too much.
Was it like a school or like a training?
No. I'm not talking about
Talk about
skills. I'm
business
talking about
license.
business.
Oh, just business license in general?
City
Oh,
Hall.
okay. That's what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah. No. As far as you get out of it as much effort you put into it. Me and my wife, when we got in the photo business, we basically went online, Googled best wedding photographers in the U.S. 3-5 names came up. Seeing their websites, they have a workshop tab. Click that. 3,500 4Gs, no matter what. Okay, let's go. Boom. Come back to the area where something's stagnant, and they always say, "Yo, shit looks different." and that's always the reason, you know.
Okay.
But coming over here is better being on Cannery Road because in Salinas, they should be real with it, man. They just be asking for discounts.
Yeah.
Where my Salinas folk at? Asking for discounts all the time. Over here, I got the dad and the grandma as a gift,
Yeah.
and they writing checks. And sometimes they just leave it blank and say, well, if you saying we're going to buy stuff after the wedding, I might as well leave it blank. I say,
shit.
yep, that's a good idea. So
Cool.
business is cool, a couple business, but once you get past the money part about it, you really start finding yourself and be like, what you about, man?
Yeah, like what you really want,
Yeah.
what you really want to be.
So I go into the juvenile facilities.
Okay.
I go like into the Monterey County Youth Center,
And you just talk to him?
and I'm on that tip, and I try to tell him, you know, about the potholes,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, some of them listen, some of them don't, but
But it's worth it?
at least someone's telling them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because no one told me. We were just, I remember back in 90, whatever, for 3 to 8. And, you know, everyone's just catching cases and they just going away. 8, 10 years, 12 years. They robbing. This generation now, they're a little bit more sensitive. So they open their ears and shit.
Yeah.
I think so.
Do you think that's a pro? That's a good thing? Or
Yeah, man. Because they always saying the same thing, man. The family was fucked up.
Yeah.
So once you start hearing the same thing again and again, now you know, how to,
Yeah,
the right
like-
fucking weed poisoning to spray. You know, it's
Yeah.
going to do the right job.
Yeah.
So I
Like-
chop it up with them, and I'm like, do what you do. And when you get out, handle that.
Yeah.
Talk to them about business, too. You know what I mean?
How'd you feel when you first did it? Like, was it kind of nervous for you? Were you kind of nervous, like, first talking to him?
I say, no, I felt like I had to do it. It was my grain of sand.
Yeah.
It was my grain of sand. I need to sleep at night, do something. You know what I mean? Because we're here today, we're gone.
Yeah.
And that's it. And so I was like, no, these youngsters, I got to holler at them. So the youth center is cool because I went over there, right? But obviously, did you hear what happened to the director?
No idea.
Okay, so the director like 2-3 weeks ago just got caught, and so okay, my boy over there who met me first, man, shout out to you.
Shout out to him.
Hell yeah,
Shout out
man,
to
he met
you.
me outside next to the Monterey Hotel. We were taking a break, if you know what that means. So yeah, she just got touched him there, and then when he
Touched him
turned
there?
18, touched him. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
Real?
Oh, wow. Damn. How did they, like, react to that? How they handled it?
I'm waiting for the next meeting because, you know, I'm still going to go in there. And I'm going to go into the new juvenile hall that just constructed, too. I want to go in there, which is just right on the same acre. They just built it on the side.
Where?
Right there. It's still in North Salinas on Natividad,
Oh,
right behind the hospital.
Yeah.
Oh, the whole juvenile center right there?
Yeah. They made a whole new one. They look like they broke like a half an acre just to make new compound.
Yeah, I actually drove over there today in the morning 'cause I had to drop off a friend there. And, yeah, I seen, like, some, like, tents or something, like, something blocking it, like, some, like, I don't know. It seemed like they're doing some construction.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what was going on, though. So yeah, so now that you say that, it kind of put 2 and 2 together. Like, okay.
And I was born right there, way in Natividad Hospital.
Yeah.
That's all my life. All my life.
So, do you want to talk about Society's Nightmare? How you?
Yeah, man.
How you came?
So-
Like, how'd you met Filo? How you met Mario?
I love all that, man. So let's talk about the initial meeting, all right? So this is, okay, M. Shout out to M, okay? Shout out to M. Shout out to Fee. Their brother Lando, too. Well, I'm going to see you in some NBA 2K20, Lando. I'm going to take your shoelaces off. Again. I'm going to walk out with your PS5, too. I'm just kidding. Me and him talk like that. So in the 8th grade, I left Washington Middle School. And the funny thing is back then, I got a letter in the summer. And I had already got caught with like a gun. It was like a shooting a shotgun. So they gave me some juvenile
8th
time.
grade?
Yeah, I was
Wow.
in 8th grade. And so they sent me a letter basically telling me you can't go to Salinas Unified School District. I didn't think of going like to, and I was Washington Middle School, Salinas High. And I didn't think of going to Alisal or North Salinas. And I came out here to Monterey because I had a sister and she lived in PG. And so I went to Monterey High. Monterey High was cool, man. Monterey High, I like it. You get to wear hats and shit. Everyone just had their hats dropped to their eyes. No one even, they're representing their baseball teams and all that.
Yeah.
But you already know that, I mean, everything's for good and it's for bad. So when I started going to the school year there and freshman year, obviously, I kind of, gravitated to who I gravitated to. That was
Yeah.
just came naturally.
Yeah, of course.
There was a guy from Salinas. He had a shout out to him. His name was Juan. He had like a Barrett slant back caddy, 83, and he drove it on the property. Back then, they used to drive their cars. I don't even know if they did that now, but they used to drive the cars and park them up in the back. Yeah, Monterey High shit.
It's probably more lenient back
96.
I know which parking lot you're talking about.
You know what you're talking about?
Yeah,
Okay, because there's gates everywhere. I can't
Yeah,
even. There's
now
a
it's more
lower gate and a
protected.
side gate and
Yeah.
so many little lower
Little
gates.
entrances and shit.
You gotta have permits now and all that shit. Like you had to do some file work and just to park your car there. But I'm pretty sure back then it was like whatever, huh?
When I stepped over there, I was already in the game. Like as far as like having a QP, baggies, Ziploc, a scale. I found out some guys, from Seaside, they were selling them like they're cutting them little shit like this, like little popcorn fluffs and shit. So I became a lot of these guys' best friends real quick. So the money just, because I had a cousin who put me down on that early on. So the money was flipping. I only lasted, long story short, I lasted 3 months. They got me with like 7 heads in the back of Via Paraiso Park.
Okay.
And the cops
Still
just
a
came
park.
running straight at us. And I had that, like I said, like a QP. I was just throwing zones in the river, but I don't know. That didn't work. And anyways, but what I seen, like I said, so I met Fee and M only by like association. I don't know anyone. I'm really keeping to myself.
Yeah.
There was a couple altercations where I had like back then, people used to wear the old English hats.
Yeah.
White and black. You
Yeah.
remember the old English hats?
Yeah.
I had a Salinas one.
Uh-oh.
Okay, okay, well, it was an altercation between, shout out to Watto from Blue Liquid Studio, who recorded the West Coast Intoxication mixtape. Shout out to you, Watto. I don't know where you at. Shout out to you. Me and him almost got into it. And Watto told me. Watto walked by me in the hallway and he told me to take that hat off. And I was like, it's going down. Like a panties on a prostitute. I don't play.
you don't
And
play
so
that.
as we walking up to each other, like everyone started jumping. And that was crazy. So those are altercations. Like when I went to the cafeteria with M and them, I noticed that the Mexicans were all together, and I wasn't used to that. That means they were shaking hands. You had red on, he had blue on, and you guys were shaking hands. I didn't know what the fuck to do with that. I was kind of like that. That's
weird.
It's because you know how you later on you learn you get programmed a certain way.
Yeah.
Come on, soy mexicano way, and it's embarrassing. I used to call people jaggers, wetbacks, and all that, sabiendo que soy 100% mexicano way. Ahí está el nopal en la pinche frente way. You know what I mean?
Yes,
but
sir.
we get programmed a certain way. And so when I seen that, I was like, okay, I'm always going to be on the outside now. But we met there. Then we lost contact in '99. I had already started buying equipment, recording equipment. And
Were you already rapping before then?
I was already.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was already on my own little production because back then the internet was nothing.
Yeah.
You couldn't buy shit. I mean, it was like Pro Tools, the oldest version, something called N-Track Studio. That was trending on top of Google. So I was already recording. And then I ended up with the next door neighbor who told me about a studio in San City. And his name is E. Shout out to player E. I just talked to him yesterday. And so shout out to you. He said he's going to come to the house and make his famous chicken birria.
Okay.
So
Man, birria been popping off lately.
So here's someone who went into culinary skills, obviously.
Yeah.
And so shout out to E right there. So he took me to San City, and M walked in the studio and all that. They talking, and to be honest, I used to T. Shout out to T Primo. That was my drinking buddy.
Oh,
Want to talk about putting some water down? Shout out to T. I gotta download that album. I didn't even hear about it until you guys' podcast yesterday, America to Mexico. I didn't even hear that until I heard it on your podcast.
No
I'm
way.
like, it's because I got Android, so I don't blame me, guys. Don't blame me. I don't got Spotify or
I'm pretty sure you can
families.
still. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can still get it though. On
I
Android.
can?
Yeah,
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Google
No
Play.
excuse. I'm making excuses and shit. There's no
It's all good.
excuse. But anyways, that was my drinking partner. I'm in the studio, so they talking, and I don't even remember like anything that even happened that night. But I was talking to M and I was talking to E, and I was like, one way or another, we're gonna end up meeting, and we just hit it off, man. I was staying in North Salinas, and then y'all remember when their cousin passed away, Sylvester? The M and Fee's cousin, they passed away in North Salinas. That was right around the corner from where I was staying, and we had already been, I think we were working on the mixtape already. So we were already deep in it, a relationship, friendship.
Yeah.
So you feel fucked up, and shout out to the whole Perez family and all that, and rest in peace. And we were recording the mixtape and going through all that. And then when they dropped Beware came out. We hooked up with Young Gun.
Okay.
Shout out to Young Gun 831.
Okay.
Cali Young Gun.
Can you get to the part where you met Mario Filo? Did you?
That was right in the studio in San City.
In San City?
So
Oh,
they
that's
just
when you
walked
met
in the
them?
studio, and I don't even
Okay.
remember the rest of the night.
Oh, shit.
No,
Okay.
I used to be in the studio with a bottle in one hand. That's how I spit my verse.
Yeah.
So you don't know how you met
Oh
him then.
man.
No, we were
It just happened.
tilted.
You know what's
Tilted.
crazy? I still remember a certain line they said in the song. It's like, AYG, are you ready to live and die up in these streets? Something,
Yeah.
something.
Tilted.
Where you coming, or where you, I don't know. It's like,
Okay.
he's giving you a shout out for before you spit your verse. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know if you
Yeah, it
remember
was off
that.
the Beware
I'm not
album.
sure. Yeah, it's off that Beware album.
I mean, we grew up off that album, so we pretty much know it almost word for word.
no cap, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, so Lil G7 used to tell me, YG, leave the heat in the car. Because I was thinking, okay, we bring the heat for sound effects. Bzzz, the revolver, bzzz, or, you know.
Just the fun.
And
Just
so, sometimes it'd be
yeah.
like, no,
Yeah,
it's,
for
it's
some
going to be
hours.
like a taxi kind of night. So it's not a good idea.
Yeah.
If we all up in the long bar or whatever.
yeah,
Exactly.
And he'll be like, no, leave it. And I'm like, so we'd be up there, and West Coast Intoxication dropped. That dropped. A lot of projects were going to get started, but in 2003, I basically went away for something that I didn't touch back until way later. And they gave me 7 years. And so after I did that little stretch the last time, I was just thinking, man, I got to get my paper. I got to start stacking it up.
Yeah.
When they talking about, oh, do you want a little motherfucking coming home party or nothing like that? I don't got time for none of that shit.
Yeah.
We got to get to work. And so that's what I've been on the paper chase lately.
Damn.
And just trying to do something with it now.
So you touched down what, 2010?
No, it was before then. It was a 20 at the end of 08.
Okay.
So
So
you did-
just when the iPhones were starting to come out and all the
The old lady already had the BlackBerry. She was
Okay.
pre-ordering all the fucking phones, even back then, man. So we always had a tech house. So the camera, the way, she just decided to, go all in and buy like a $5,000 camera 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
And then I decided to go to community college and said, this is going to turn into a hustle.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, so that's how just hustles get. A lot of hustles have been birthed during this quarantine right now.
A lot of them have been born too, though.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
Broken and born, huh?
Like, have you seen I seen a post that said, went into quarantine being an employee, came out of it being an entrepreneur, which is very true. I've seen a lot of people gain new skills, and I've seen a lot of people taking just home cooking and just making some bread because they gotta
Yeah.
make ends meet.
True. I feel like COVID did bring out the best in a lot of people, and then it also made a lot of motherfuckers just lazy as shit.
That
And
too.
shout out to everyone who I've been seeing personally, and just people around the circle who I've seen been doing like some real like hustling, like coming up with new skills, like you were saying, cooking at home, just small little things that could just take you so far. Like it really did bring out the what I mean, the hustle in a lot of people.
Yeah.
it did. It did.
So I guess this bring out the doers and
And the not doers,
the
yeah.
not doers, man.
Yeah.
It's real because if you got unemployment, you're sitting on your ass all day. What else can you do with all that time? You know.
I see. I can't even picture that. That doesn't even like sit good
That's
with
what I'm
me. You know what I
saying.
mean? Like it just. Ay.
I mean, shit, bro. It's been 4 months. I think everyone has had time to be lazy and then hustle if they wanted to.
Sure.
You could have spent a whole month being lazy and then do another month being super
Shit.
busy and then go back to being.
30 days to make a habit.
I
If you were
know.
lazy for the first 30, you're going to be lazy for the rest of the quarantine.
But everyone's alcohol tolerance is just going up, man. Mine has gone up. There's like, my wife's grandma passed away last Tuesday. When it's Mexicans get together, it's just was Mexican beer every night. And so it was like a 5-day binge going on a good one. But, man, I can't drink like I used to no more, though. Not the bottles, but back in the studio, it was all the time. It was on. Like I said, me and T would take off bar time.
Yeah.
Speaking of the studio, how was do you have like certain any memories of like recording the Beware album? Like how was that process? Like did you guys meet up every day? Was that album recorded like in a week or a month? Like how did that go?
Yeah,
that time?
shout out to the fellas again. So there was a song called 831. Okay, it was Fee's old girlfriend, and it was my wife now,
Okay.
who was then my girlfriend.
Wow. Dope.
And they both hit the chorus together, and that hit it off. And then Monterey Living was another one that hit it off, right?
Yeah.
And so when those two dropped, we were just basically doing studio time all the time. We were writing there at the studio, so we didn't really come prepared. We would go there and we would write.
We'd just be on the spot. It'd be on the
Yeah.
spot. Kind of
Yeah, I mean the mixtape is one of the easiest things you
Yeah.
could do because the tracks are already made.
Yeah.
so.
Well, that's kind of preparing too, because it's like you guys are all
Yeah.
showing up. No one wrote. You guys are gonna hear the beat, and you guys are just gonna
Yeah.
get down to it, and then Get ready
But
to
I-
record, right?
Did you guys take forever to pick a beat?
You know what? I would say with the fellas, I'm gonna give that to the fellas all the time, man. Like they're gonna come up with whatever the vision is. You know what I mean? Whatever the vision is. Just like I told him the other day, we caught up again. I said, man, it's a privilege just to come on here, man. And you need me, I got you. And I said, but I only got one style. That's street.
Yeah.
So don't ever think it's gonna come any other way.
So pretty much-
I'm gonna come street, and because that's all I know is the street. So
Nice.
Chucks. I'm
So
gonna come with it.
when you would hear an instrumental, was it like you just naturally, or you could already just start writing, or was it were you kind of picky with beats? Like
I will say music's already in the cat, man. Like my dad, he played the accordion, Mexican accordion, and the guitar.
Yeah, yeah.
So usually when you come from musical genes, it helps a little bit.
It helps
Don't
already.
got to be all the time. You can
Yeah,
start
yeah.
the new gene, but I think I already had like a music gene already,
okay.
and that was just from vibing. You know, but
Vibing.
not that I didn't grow up like in a big family though, man. We were just, almost like mom's work, but pops didn't. We were pretty much a lot on fucking food stamps when it was the old Natividad office, just living off of the fucking paper food stamps. And pretty much a lot of people in the Alisal district were like that, man. You know what I mean? Éramos raza or Alisal district. And then they started taking us out to Washington and going to the schools. That's where you start seeing like little melees and shit, wait. Like imagine, okay, now it's like normal shit, right? Like 20 on 20. And you start seeing fools picking up those old ass metal fucking garbage cans thinking they He-Man and to block punches. They look funny, like Roman Warriors way. These cats throwing their girlfriends supposedly, and they have balls in front of them to catch a punch before them way. Shit like that, right? Back in the 90s. Everyone's genetic was bigger too, way.
Yeah.
Everyone had way more muscle, man. It seemed like, yeah. I mean, they call
Everyone's
it
more stockier.
Generation
You
Y.
actually played
is-
outside.
Generation Y is me, right? Anyone that was right before the millennium graduated. So I'm 99, class of 99. And fuck, wait, grandes, los
Still
Mexicanos,
vipers.
anyone. It was Asians,
Still
Samoans.
vipers, man.
And back then it was just all let's put us pinches peleas, man. And that's what it was, just going to school. Nomás para ir a la pinche escuela. Or you had to catch the bus here or there. And that's what I tell the youngsters now. Right when you want to get on the set, right when you get on the set, you just volunteer like 1,000 enemies right to you.
You just
Deal
welcome
with
them.
that.
Yeah. You just
So
welcome.
that's consume your whole world right away. It's gonna consume everything. So how you gonna function and try to even fucking tread out a future for yourself? It ain't gonna happen.
Always looking over their shoulder.
You know?
It ain't gonna happen. And then how hard and how deep you want to go. And then you get to like what I was. So when I went to Delano, I told the counselor, I said, well, I didn't want to go to Soledad or Salinas Valley. He goes, oh, you can't go to Soledad. You have too many points. He goes, and then I never had no one ask me to go to Salinas Valley. And I said, well, I want to go. Okay. You know, because the wife's telling me, you go far? I ain't driving halfway across the state.
So you stuck with Salinas?
So she goes, you want to wait here a year? It's 105 degrees outside, late July. In Delano. You know what that is. That's Fresno, right? That's inland,
Yeah.
right? Anyone been to Hanford or Visalia, Tulare?
Yeah.
I only drove by
been there?
Fresno, and now
You been
now
off
I
of
wanna stay there.
99? Okay, same weather. Hot as
Hella
fuck.
Fuck yeah. Even at night.
Yeah, no thanks. No
So then,
thanks for
and then you get there after a couple months. Y luego, they just kill the dude like 2 cells down, like the third night over. You just find out every 8 or 9 months you'll be able to come out, and then they're just gonna kill the next guy. And you're just thinking that you just make it home. That was it. But to me, I tell you, this is a waste of time. I ain't gonna stick out my chest. I'm not better than nobody. Shit, one of these days I'm gonna disappear in Carmel by the Sea, put on some golf shorts. I'm gonna get one of those Lord
Some
of the
Crocs.
Lord of the Rings fucking old village looking houses with the roof that looks like Lord of
Yeah.
the Rings and shit. And ain't no one gonna know me.
Nope.
That's right.
But we're gonna build a kingdom before that. Okay.
That's real. That's real.
Okay.
Shit, man.
Okay. Yeah, that we're feeding them.
So how long did you and Filo and them fall off for?
Yeah. So, you mean
Well, you guys
after
reconnect after the whole.
after the whole mixtape? After the mixtape, they didn't stop making music. They
I mean,
stopped
when
making.
did you guys like kind of stop talking, stop messing with each other?
Well, I didn't get no social media until like 2013.
So that's what. Okay.
And then, so social media makes it easier, right? You see
Yeah, yeah,
people's
yeah.
faces. But yeah, it was that time.
Okay. When you came back from being incarcerated, did you tap in with them, or was he already like they're
No,
doing
you know
their own
what,
thing
man?
and you're underneath?
I had a fucking hard time, man. I couldn't get a job for 2 years. They told me I couldn't pass a background check, and I really, it just slapped me in the face. You know what I mean? I brought that on myself.
Yeah.
So when I couldn't get a job for 2 years, and my wife is paying the finances, it's stressing me the fuck out.
Down to the
When
field.
my third baby was born, my second daughter Gracie, I got that medical marijuana card. That calmed me down. That calmed me down. I was
Sure
willing to
did.
go to San Jose and pay $100 once a year for that shit.
Sure.
And my daughter was born, and we're living in Santa Rita. And then the fourth baby is when we really got to hustling and say, no, it's just time. What we gonna do? If we don't hustle now, we never gonna hustle. So after the fourth, we started building the kingdom. Which is what's going on right now. So it's good. It's good to reconnect when they leveled up. You don't want to catch someone in the bad.
Oh,
so right
true.
now I'm on the good end. So catch me on the good end and shit.
Yeah,
Which
that's
is
right.
it's just a vibe now.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a vibe, man. And that's what it's been. So even like I said, I went to M's the other day and we reconnected. Any other projects he already knows he's gonna shout out, and we're gonna take care of it.
Dope.
Yep.
Fuck yeah.
Feel it.
Dope, bro. I had a question about your Instagram page. You got like a lot of videos. You want to explain that? Like, is that something you like to do?
2 hobbies I picked up. One was DJing in 2017. Shout out to DJ Joaquin. He works at the SAP Center. He's like the main audio guy, right? I mean, he's a badass. And so he ended up, we helped each other out, and he got me a DJ board.
There it is. There's you getting it down.
That's the backyard.
That's hard. Got that clamato on the modelo right there.
That's already a vibe right there.
Oh yeah, that's all. You can't
So,
go wrong with that one.
Yeah, DJing.
That's dope. That's dope. How about the other
On that
videos
vibe,
where you
man.
like to?
I was on that vibe. So and then so with DJ in 2017, shout out DJ Joaquin. He hooked me up with the board. I was able to dump music into that. I find that just soothes my soul a lot, man. And then a second thing was the YouTube thing. My wife already had a platform where she just needed to make one, and it was gonna blow up because she's already has to have like 2 Facebooks, 2 Instagrams, two whatever it is. So it was just a matter of doing some YouTube shit, and that's just fun. That's just fun. And now that I have kids, you know, everyone has devices. There are iPads all over the fucking house, on every wall.
Right, a little taller could figure out how to use an iPad now.
In the fridge has like a TV in it.
Yeah.
Now,
Smart.
you seen those?
Smart fridges,
Yeah.
all that shit.
I seen that. I got it.
Oh shit, you talk to it?
No, and then all the rooms are smart TVs now. No more, you know. They
Yeah.
can be 1080, but they smart. you know.
Well, what kind of things does the smart fridge do? Like, do they like tell you what temperature the fridge is right
Probably
now?
just tell you like the weather and shit.
Do they
like
tell
that.
you like how many items you got in the fridge and what you're running low on or whatever?
It probably wants to be your best friend. I don't know. It probably wants to be your best friend. Huh? That shit right there. I'm old school. I'm gonna yank on it. I'm gonna pull on that shit. You know, but you just got to get bigger because, you know, extra meat and all that. But reconnecting with the fellas, with Fee, I know they've already dropped a lot more albums and all that. So the music tip is cool, man. I say I'm more like, as far as like the YouTube stuff goes like that, I get a lot. I talk to a lot of people. A lot of people say they know me, and like I got a bad memory. I got to be real 100 with you. My memory is like, shh. So a lot of people come up to me, hey, and I play it off. But I don't.
They're gonna be like,
all right. I gotta be honest. I mean, just shoot from the heart, right? I do
You
know
heard it here
maybe
first.
school,
You
whatever.
heard it here
they
first.
probably got to explain. They probably got to tell you something.
They're gonna be like, "You're at the Slide Through podcast." He's gonna be like, "I don't know. What was that?
Who's that? Who are they? Who are they?
Who are they?
So a lot of the friends that you see on the bottom bar are like my friends, right? They're my friends. L.A. El Gordo Mamon. Shout out to Fat El Gordo Mamon. My buddy Art, that's on the right. My gym. My head coach Danny Corona. Shout out Selena's Rock Boxing Gym because they doing it, man. My buddy Art right there. After 22 years, finally can get a break home. Back then, they used to send teenagers to the pen. They weren't even 18. That was some fucked up shit.
Yeah.
They were 16 smoking over there. That's why they came out with those laws. Like, you know, we have to start treating them like adults because they started seeing savage shit. Shout out to my buddy Art, man, because if you see him now, I mean, you'd be like, oh, he looks like a clerk for the county of...
Yeah.
Change his life around. You feel me?
Yeah.
You feel me? So, you know, and that's why I tell the youngsters, don't mess with everyone, man. I see these videos where they're throwing fucking chairs and being disrespectful at the fast food joints and shit.
Yeah.
That gets me mad because you're going to mind somebody one day
Well, have you seen what just
And-
happened probably yesterday or a day or two?
with the shooting.
No, the street vendor.
Oh,
Was
yeah.
that yesterday or was it a couple days ago?
It was either yesterday or a couple days ago.
All right, can we pull up? Do we have the video? We can move forward to this.
The
Santa Cruz one, yeah.
yeah.
So for people that don't know, the video shows, I guess, some restaurant owner came and knocked down the hot dog carts down. Some ladies that are just selling across the street from them or whatever.
Yeah, the owner from Beach Street Pizza and the Falafel Hut, I believe it was.
Yeah, there you go. I think you named them.
Yeah,
Those are
it
two.
was right there on the boardwalk strip.
Well, that's like bad publicity for them.
Oh,
like, a motherfucker.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
probably the first one right there.
This is everywhere. This is everywhere now. Anyone who's gonna be walking by is gonna be like, oh, that's the, you know what I mean? That's that spot that did that, you know. So
Yeah, man, it was there's a video right here. I mean, luckily there's a lot of people there, and they stood up to the person who did it.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to the girl, man.
Yeah, bro. She
She,
Well, she was
literally-
protecting her mom. you
That's
know what I
why.
mean?
Shout out to her. She shoved the shit out of that dude. Boom.
Boom,
Like, on
and
the
knocked him
ground.
down.
Yeah.
yeah.
shit, man.
We can see how it gets hot. Tempers get hot.
Yeah, it's just sad to watch. You know what I
I
mean?
mean,
Like,
it's just disrespectful.
what
man.
you see
Like,
someone grinding like that, doing what they got to do, and for you to really like, I mean, you got to be hating like a mother. You got to have some jealousy and hate in your heart to be doing shit like that,
So
man.
knocked down their whole cart,
Yeah,
man.
like what the
And
fuck?
like and that's how they make their livelihood. That's how they feed their families. That's how they pay their bills. And they're just trying to make ends meet. And then when someone like really ignorant just comes by and knocks their shit down and tells them you're not supposed to be here, like, you know what I mean? Like, what kind of shit? You know what I mean? That's just
You talking about like the the raspado man and the elotera lady, right? And all those kind of altercations. Salud.
No, yeah, man.
Yeah, the elotera lady and the raspado man. But I'll tell you what, don't think that's every second of every neighborhood going on, because I'm telling you that don't
No, of
happen in
course
East
not.
Salinas. In East Salinas, and you already know there's this illegal vendors left.
Yeah.
Left
Which
and
side
right.
do you want? You know what I mean?
Yep.
Pick it. They ain't got no business licenses, but they're trying to do what they did in L.A. is cover them with some kind of bill by saying, okay, if there's too many of them, you can't jack them all up.
Yeah.
That's what they did in L.A. Right? Remember, it was a couple
Yeah.
months ago. You seen it? You read it?
well, no, but I just know like in LA there's
They've
so
always
many
been dealing
vendors.
with it.
There's
You
so
know,
many vendors. There's
trying to
street hot
waive it.
dogs. There's taco trucks. I mean,
people
all
selling
the
oranges, the flowers, all that
Whatever
covers
they
under that
can.
bill.
Whatever they can.
yeah.
But I mean, that's a real hustler, man. I mean, if the people from the restaurant are mad that people aren't going there, make some better food. You feel me? Like, what the fuck? Get better service.
Yeah.
One thing that I did see that I didn't understand was Ronnie looked at the comments and what did you say? They blocked all comments just because.
No. So what it was is like.
Oh shit, my bad.
Get it right. Get it right.
Yeah, because Ricky, you were real confused.
All right, I'm
So
still
what it was is
confused.
like,
Ah,
because
good.
everybody was like, all right, well, go ahead and go on Yelp or go on Google and give these people a bad review. You know what I mean? Go ahead and give them a 1 star or write a comment or something. And I was just going to go ahead and do it. So I went on Yelp and I was going to give them a 1 star, but it didn't allow me to. And it said just because of the fact that they're experiencing a lot of like traffic through that specific business, a lot of like negative comments, they just blocked it off. And they said we don't support any racism or we don't support anything like that. So we just got to kind of really figure out what's going on with them before we allow everybody to go ahead and speak negative like that. But I mean,
wouldn't be surprised if someone already smashed the windows outside of their building, or you know what I mean, like
Yeah, or
tagging
start-
there,
yeah,
or
tagging it up,
just, you know what I mean? Because Santa Cruz people, I mean, there's a big Hispanic community out there,
For sure.
and a lot of
Yeah.
people that already know. Like, imagine if we found out that this spot right here in the corner, you know, was like that. Like, you don't think no one here would know and try to do something there, or
Yeah.
you feel me? Throw
I'll
something
tell you
out,
what,
like.
though, if they try to come into some places that are like, I mean,
I mean,
you know, they can't come into like
yeah.
a motherfucking.
I mean, they,
fucking-
Ain't no protesting, ain't no looting gonna come
Yeah.
real where it's like the neighborhoods and shit like that.
Yeah.
Hey, you were talking about he had went to L.A. man. You guys were talking about L.A. Man, I got some taco spots I gotta tell you about. Man, I go there at work a lot in L.A. The fucking taco spots. Have you ever been to the taco spots on Soto Street?
I have
Nah.
not.
Nothing at all?
I've had tacos from LA on street vendors, to keep it real, but
Whittier.
not Soto Street.
Oh man, I can
Not
give you the
Soto
exact.
Street.
I save them on my phone. Shit, man. Just
Well,
the
they-
inner,
oh,
the
you
inner
gotta
corners. The corners.
Then you gotta send them through, bro.
I know,
Send
man.
them
Next
through,
time
man.
you guys go over there to
Straight
eat
up.
something like that.
Straight up.
Eat something like that.
I'm always fucking with the hot dog ones, the bacon wrapped with the fucking onions.
I was gonna
oh
say,
my
I think the
God.
best bacon wrap or just hot dogs in general, street hot dogs. I think LA
Those
is
are
it's oh
like
my
a
god, they're
Staples
on
Center
top
outside.
of it. Yeah.
Or like even
Yeah.
outside like the UFC fights. I've been to a couple. Yeah, I'm a big UFC guy, man. I went to go see McGregor Diaz 1
Oh, that was a classic.
when he broke his foot 11 days. Del Dos
Such
Santos.
a
I was gone.
classic.
My wife already had the hotel room for a week out there with some friends. She was like at the awards competition once a year. I fucking went out there. I got back like at 1 a.m. Left them almost asleep. And there was like 70% people with flags and body paint. Zip, quiet. Nothing to say.
So, what do you guys think is the best reaction we should do if we see something like this? Should we act in hatred? Should we kind of try to stop it? Because there was a video in LA as well, where some guy tried to take some burner off the corner or try to tax him, some gangster, and some other people came and just smacked them and they just had him on the floor.
Yeah.
What do you guys think is a proper way to do it? Is it boycott? Is it protest?
Honestly,
Is
bro.
it-
The way it's been recently, people are putting their hands on vendors. So now it's already crossed that line.
Yeah, exactly.
So now I'm not mad at people putting hands on other people who disrespect vendors because that's the only way they're gonna be taught a lesson. Like we always see videos of people yelling at each other and yelling, and that resolves nothing, man. I feel like now.
You gotta start fucking
Now,
them up.
like, yeah, bro, they've been crossed that line, so I feel like now they know.
Yeah.
Exactly. They had no right to go ahead and knock over their little carts. That's money they spent on to go ahead and try to make some profit back. So you know what? Let's go ahead and fuck with your shit then. I mean, we shouldn't go ahead and promote any type of violence and shit like that, but they started it first. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So honestly, they already
Eye for an eye type of shit.
they already
that only
lost
leaves a
a lot
person
of money
blind.
from Hispanic from the Hispanic community. Ain't no way nobody's gonna go over there and get any type of food. I would hope not.
Yeah.
Take some family to watch over yourself.
Yeah, and do something bigger than just
Take some
recording
family.
the problem. You know what I mean? Like really try to take some action. Not necessarily you have to has to be a violent type of action, but something that could try to help. And if it has to lead to that way, then I mean shit. At least you're doing it for
For
a good cause. Because shit, if I see a elder lady getting smacked and hit, I mean that's not that can't pass. You feel me?
Yeah.
Why record that like
keep my pimp pants
and why
strong.
record that like look, this lady's getting hit, like that makes me look like I'm part of that problem because I'm
I feel like
you know
everyone
what I mean?
around it, like as soon as that shit happens to you, you're part of it. It all depends how you react.
But here's the thing: people be like, "Oh, why record that and this and that?" But if someone doesn't record it, then we don't see this, and then it's just like, then this doesn't
Yeah.
get out.
No,
And
I
then-
mean,
Nobody
I feel like there's a line between awareness and then just doing it for the clout or doing it for because something's happening. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like you gotta do it right. Like if you're gonna record,
But I
we
mean,
gotta do
whenever
it
you
for the
see
right
an
reason.
altercation, regardless it has to do with a vendor or not, your first reaction is like, I'm gonna record this shit.
I've never really
Especially if
recorded. I've never really recorded shit.
No,
But if you see a street fight when it has nothing to do with a street vendor, it's just like, oh look, there's two crackheads.
see,
Like,
I mean,
that's
if it's a
fight.
fair fight,
That's a whole different
that's
lane
a whole
right
different-
there.
well that's what I'm saying. It's like
It's just people like to record drama. It's just what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
true.
But once they start getting violent, you can just return an eye for an eye.
Yeah, and I'm talking for something
'cause
that's
it really
completely
is a business
wrong.
dispute. It's a
Exactly.
business dispute from the root. But I mean, once they start getting violent, it's like you asked for it now. I mean, if not everyone has people to go and
I mean, it's
protect
good- yeah.
themselves and all that because that's like having standing guards and shit. But you
But
want
they
to
w-
take it there. I mean, you're gonna get your bell rung. Some of these people, like I was talking about earlier, when they're throwing chairs at the fast food and all that. Shit, they're gonna mind somebody one day, and the loudest mouths are gonna be laying in the biggest pools of blood. And I'm a witness to it. I've seen it so many years, and it's always some shit, right? And I'm like, to me, it was like 1, 2, 3. Like, you just fucking can't follow the rules or what? You know, it's like you're gonna get your ass mopped up. And like my buddy Art that was on the Instagram, he went in there at 16 years old, and I was like, fuck, how did you go to Salinas Valley at 16? I was like, well, we're still out here, but I was like, damn, that was. So for him just to come home and get a chance, he's looking at life like, shit, I'm smelling all the roses. I'm smelling all the flowers, eating at King Taco on the east side off of Figueroa, 700 North block of Soto Street, those street vendors that are right there in front of like the fucking Lincoln Heights apartments that are just all Chicanos and shit.
Yeah.
Fucking food's off the hook, man.
El
Enjoying
Torito.
life. Enjoying
we said it, Dorito Brothers.
life,
He said
man.
Figure
That's
Monterey.
white-
But not
that's
just
white
that.
folks.
Not just that.
That's a
He's
chain, man.
he's plugged in with groups also of that go in and just advocate in the rehabilitation. So that's really, really cool. He goes in there and he talks to them. So that's
Get
cool.
out, Mickey, get
I gotta
out.
get out now,
Get
just
out,
for
man.
saying, just for
So
saying.
like
like,
We're saying that
Stop
Doritos.
going to sack,
Cool.
nigga.
All right, nice.
All right,
So
cool.
Figueroa got good tacos and prostitutes.
Yeah. Speaking of prostitutes, Sac, man, I went to Sac the other day.
Okay, let's get to it.
I like this
I went to
transition.
Sac the other day, man. I got a burrito at some burrito place. I didn't like it. That shit tastes like water.
What?
Burrito that tastes like water?
Water.
Probably
though,
the beans that was in it,
If
bro.
it didn't have no
No
tomatoes or
flavor, no
onions,
nothing.
it would taste like nothing.
Yeah,
if it didn't have
yeah,
tomatoes or
yeah.
onions, it wouldn't taste like nothing. And
I
was
don't know
like,
because I don't like
I-
onions.
come on, let's keep it real.
I don't fuck with that
onions.
shit.
The
I eat my burrito plain walk. Fuck
The
me,
more
and
north
I'm
you
happy.
go, though, it seems like they lose the recipe, man. You got to go to. Have you ever seen TJ? Because I used to box. I got like less than 10 fights. I used to go down there to fight. And over there, they got the little markets and TJ. Have you ever been down there? Donde te cortan el pinche pastor ahí en el cuchillo que quieres, güey.
I know what you're talking about when they cut it right there. Yeah,
El pinche
yeah.
plato se parece como guacamole mess. And it's food
the best shit you ever ate.
coma. And where my wife's from Mexicali, you can't go wrong. They selling shit they don't even have here. Quesabirria.
Oh yeah, I seen those. Those are fire.
Tacos like this. Tacos
But
like
not
they
only
do-
that, Sacramento got some fire ass spots.
Really? I don't want to
You
knock
gotta-
off
you gotta- you gotta
Sacktown, man.
hunt.
Yeah,
Shout
they
out.
got-
Let's
I've
kill
been there.
them. Shout out.
I go there a
'Cause I
lot,
ain't
and they
knocking
have
the
some
whole city.
fire
I
ass
met a
shit,
lot.
man.
Yeah, bro. They got fireplaces.
They got fireplaces.
Good ass
yeah.
barbecue too, like some smokehouses off the chain.
Yes, sir.
No, he's right though. Like the more south you go, the more the
The
better
taco.
the
Right,
I'm
the
talking about
variety.
the taco. Primarily the taco.
No, but you said quesadilla. Like you can't find any spot out here that does that.
Oh,
you
of
know
course
what I mean?
not.
You gotta go. You
You
Something
gotta go
you need.
somewhere. You gotta go somewhere where the culture is just a melting pot. And there's a whole bunch of varieties, and, and where they get like legit people from those roots, from the essence down here in America, and they introduce us their culture, their food.
And tell them, everyone needs to embrace their culture, man.
hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Embrace it 100%. Live it, man. It don't matter, man. We do weddings. I did a Mongolian wedding the other day.
Yeah.
They had
How
on
was
like
that?
red and gold, and it was off the hook. I did a Pakistani wedding, and that they it looked like they all had swords, big swords. It looked like it was gonna start a revolution up in that ballroom. They were just going in
That's what it
circles
looks, yeah.
and pushing them up on chairs.
So
So with work, I get to see a lot of different
That's crazy.
cultures.
Yeah, that's dope.
So I tell everyone embrace it.
And
Embrace it.
also take a look at different cultures too, just to learn. Ain't nothing wrong with just learning other cultures too.
Yeah. And then don't let no one tell you that your culture is nonetheless.
Yeah.
Because don't let no one tell you that this that. I ain't gonna be ashamed of shit. Nothing in my culture. Me and my wife, we celebrated a 15-year anniversary last year. We paid a decorator. We made that fucking hall look like San Miguel de Allende. Red, yellow. My wife went to Mexico twice just to fucking get the decorations. 2
Nice.
times. I thought the first trip was gonna be it.
Had to go
Chingas,
back.
man. Las otras maletas, and anyways, I had a charro from Jalisco charro suit on. That's where the bow's like a little bit thick. Have you seen it?
Yeah, yeah.
They're different charros. I guess every state can say I have a charro. Mexican culture, right? And doing it like that, embracing the culture.
Dope.
DJ, shout out to DJ Mario from Carmel Disc Jockeys.
Okay.
He came.
Oh, yeah, I know
we know
him.
Mario.
He
We know Mario.
he DJ'd there, but it was gonna be my boy anyways. We help each other out. He's been to the studio over here. We've gotten him headshots and all that for the new website. Shout out Carmel Disc Jockeys.
Shout him out.
Yep, Mario, Super Mario. And embrace your culture, man. Do that, man. And it's a Tuesday night, but like I said, I've been drinking every night. The thing that happened to my wife's grandma is just had to just cover it with tasty food and alcohol, man. It's been all week
celebration
long.
of life. Man.
Yeah, it is. It really is, man. They have it like enclosed now at the mortuaries, and they just don't want everyone to see, but they still let you get together. I mean, what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? When you start seeing people across the country are having big old gatherings, and then they tell you can't see your mom, you don't know until it hits you personally.
Yeah.
We could just
True.
look outside the box and be like, hey, let's talk about that issue. Yeah, but watch that shit happen to you. And they tell you can't see your mom, and she's
Yeah.
fatal terminal stage 4. Some shit. This is crazy, huh?
Yeah.
So I do know some people like that. I was crazy, man. A couple of friends.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate.
The last couple months
yeah.
that's happened. Yeah, man. Yeah, but everything else is good, man. Shout out to you guys. I'm always trying to bring the energy over here. I heard on the podcast, Monterey Living, Fee was like, YG was the one that would always bring the energy. YG was saying,
Yeah.
let's get in the lab. Let's go record. YG was I heard him say that on the podcast already. So I got that energy.
Yeah, did you feel like you were the one
And
at that time?
I don't drink coffee.
At that time, did you feel like you were the one that pulled everybody together and was like, let's get this song done, let's start writing?
You know how it is? I mean, you got, the homies, the 2 sets of brothers, and they grew up with each other, and then someone else comes in there, but really like a fresh flavor. You know what I mean? And it's just going to, a little bit more seasoning. Also, it could be healthy for us. Like, it could be healthy, like, as far as writing, because sometimes we can get to a slump, we ain't writing right. Well, because no one's pushing you to write better. Or everyone's being your yes man.
Yeah.
Yes man. Yeah, you're the baddest. Yeah. You need to push. So that's how we always talked about. We're out in the open talk, and that's how we click right away.
Nice.
Like, man, let's do it, man. And then, so just reconnecting with the fellas. Shout out to them. And, man, just doing it. It's August, and it's about to get busy for me.
Nice. That's
Yeah,
good.
I like hearing
That's
that.
good.
Shout
Stay
out
busy.
to you, man. Shout out to you.
Just staying
Yeah,
busy.
and to all the fellas right here, man. I'm gonna follow you guys on Instagram. Slide Through Podcast.
Yes, sir.
Slide Through Podcast right
Oh,
there.
yeah, all that good stuff.
I already went down to episode 11, but what episode is this?
96.
96.
So you got a long
man.
way.
Like,
to go.
hey, you know what's
Look it
crazy?
up.
Like you said earlier, we're going back to 96. You didn't even know it was the episode
I didn't
96.
even know.
yeah.
That was right there.
That's how the universe works, man.
Oh man, a real quick story. So I said, okay, sometimes I had to go to Salinas, right? I told my sister, I ain't gonna just, cause she had a room for me. I was like, oh, I gotta go to Salinas. When I would go down to the bus station, there were some dudes right there, and they had big old taggings all up on the thing, MS, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? I'm over here 16 years old, right? I mean, it was like a 3-on-1 just to get on the bus.
I used to think it meant Mexican street or something.
Hey, but they was like, okay.
Tell
It's-
him, Ronnie, what it means.
I think I always had that face. That's what my wife says. My wife says I always had that face. But anyways,
Did you do it, Ronnie?
like
Chill.
no, seriously, running
blur
in the
that
middle of
out.
the street over here. I'm like, damn, we're running in the middle of the street like some shit that should have been recorded nowadays, and fights and all kinds of stuff. And I was like, damn. And way more fights in Seaside too.
Yeah,
there was way more fights in Seaside because they would get like in front of I would hear, right, because sooner or later I started hooking up with like Richard, Curtis, and some other people that I started meeting. They're like from Fam, Mob, and all these other places, and then became friends out here. Where now Seaside is like a second home to me. Well, now I almost know all the streets. Not as good as Salinas, but
Yeah.
I know where I'm going. now.
Yeah, I only know a certain part of Salinas. You take me somewhere else, I'm like, oh
Oh,
shit,
like
you
where
get
am I
lost.
at? Yeah.
Yeah, you'll get lost. Like all my kids, a lot of them go to different schools, and some of them are in the heart of the heart of the heart. You'll get lost. You don't even know what side of town we're on. You know what I mean? But back then, we started off with talking about '96. That's cool, man. That's cool. That's how I met them back in freshman year. Hey, and shout out to the homegirls too back then. There was a couple homegirls back then. They were wear red windbreakers and
You did
and
have
some
a
of them
couple
were-
girls on the songs too, huh? On the Beware.
Yeah, one of them was Fee's ex girl, and then one of them was my wife now.
That's
And then
dope.
she dropped one of them, and we were just trying to put like just tracks on there right now.
All right.
This is how we ride. This is how we ride. Who's on
Yeah.
that one? Who's that? Who's that one?
Yeah. No. Well, that's all Beware production, so
Oh,
that's
that's
all
all
gonna be
Beware?
that's all gonna be Fee. Yeah, because I think Fee.
Because there was a female on that hook. That's why I'm like, who's
This
that
is
one?
how we ride.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know who that female was? Was it?
You know what? Yeah, that was Sin.
So that was your.
No. My wife.
Oh,
That was Fee's.
Oh, okay,
Fees
okay, okay,
ex-girl?
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So we would get
Okay.
together, we were songwriting and all that.
Well, shit, bro, that shit was a banger. I'm surprised she didn't ask for no royalties or something.
Did you ever hear Gizmo CD coming out of Salinas? Shout out to Gizmo. He's almost home. Apparently he's gonna do almost 20. And I ran into him in Salinas Valley. So he came out with one called Salinas Finest. And that dropped. I think Young Gun had a help in the shout out to Young Gun with the rapping of it and the publishing of it. That was a banger. It was called Salinas Finest. So Gizmo. Shout out to him, 600 Block. So there was already Salinas music and rap. You know what I mean, going on.
Okay.
A lot of rap came after that, and I gotta say I stopped buying music like in the early 2000s, so I don't know. But of course they out there do your thing and shit, but you know it seems like everyone hangs out in a pocket. So
Yeah.
not you could be like I know of, and that's it.
Exactly.
I know of, and you don't really know. You know what I mean? Everyone knows different people and stuff like that. But we used to sell them like if he said out the trunk. Yeah.
Well, that was the hustle back in the day, right?
Yeah, I had
Straight out the
boxes. Back then I had an 82 convertible baby blue Regal. It was factory made convertible. There was only 200 built. I got rid of it for 7,500 one time. I needed a lawyer. It was factory made convertible. I got an SJ, and we used to have like 4 boxes of CDs, pushing them out. And then Young Gun. So everyone was gonna do a solo project, and then that's kind of where we disconnected. Like everyone was gonna do a solo project, but then I started catching cases, man. It's like weapons, guns, laser, all kinds of shit. The feds were looking,
Yeah.
and all that. So I'm glad I never went to the feds though. Just because they say it's I don't know, it's a whole different kind of feel.
Whole different playing field.
I don't know. That's what they say, you know. But these kids now that's disrespecting everyone. You gonna mind somebody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to end it on that too. You gonna mind somebody? Talking to this generation, man, because I got a lot of little homies and they all up on Instagram and all that. And I try to tell them when they post stuff, I'm like, you just want to bring attention or what?
People are
You want to
addicted
tell them
attention
what you're
now.
doing, huh? Really bad, man. And I try to tell them because go knock on the door. Here come the cops, and they're gonna say, "We've always been watching you." Since you want to hold it like Dirty Harry
True story.
and not fucking and not try to tuck. I try to tell them, man. So,
Feel it. So any last plugins you want to put in?
you know what? The only plugins I got is just for y'all, man. We're from out here. We're locals. We love our area. We got the best weather. We breathe in the same air. The Slide Through podcast. We're gonna push this one right here. We're gonna make it grow. What's the next goal? What we at? How many followers? Next goal is 500.
Shit.
Oh, is it, we're trying to hit 1,000.
Hopefully at least 450.
Going for 1,000.
No, so it's 1,000 because we have to
sir,
affirm it. So we have to proclaim it. So we're gonna say 1,000 followers. Slide Through.
Hell
I'm gonna be back on episode 831.
That's gonna be a while, but we'll make it there.
And this time I'm gonna come through with the fellas because I did call Fee and M.
Okay.
We talked. I talked to Fee today. I talked to M yesterday.
Okay.
And they were like, "No, do your thing, do your thing."
That'd be
Like,
time,
I
man,
was
for
like,
sure.
"No, man, all we're doing is having fun."
So I just got one last question. Will there be any type of re-collaborating?
I knew you were gonna
thinking-
say. I
project.
knew it.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Is any like a reunion coming soon? Now
Even
that
if it's
you're
an EP, aka like 4 to 5 songs, maybe.
like
You know what? To be honest, 100. Keep it 100 with you guys. YG had already produced an album cover. It was gonna be like an EP back then when we used to do like 3 or 4 songs and then do like a bootlegs and B-side shit on each one. I was gonna do like an 8-track one. He already had designed it, Cosa Nostra. That didn't come out, but that's on pause. But as far as coming out with right now, no, man. Me, M, and all of us, we on at the point of life where
Y'all
it's
just having
gravy,
fun,
baby.
enjoying
Yeah.
it.
It's all gravy, you know. I went over there the other day, and he's showing me the new toys, so he's loving it. Music's just something to love, and then imagine when you DJ it.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother level of it,
Yep.
because now you drop the bangers, and that's all they want is the bangers.
Yeah. Now you could drop Filo's and Mario's.
The
jams.
bangers. I mean, that's what they want. You got to know how to build it up and bam and drop it. So and the rest of the platforms are already on social media, man. I can't wait to run that one back with you fellas.
Yeah.
Yes,
Sure,
sir,
man. We
man.
can't
Thank you
wait
for
either.
sliding through, man.
Dope
Appreciate
having you
you
here,
coming
man.
through.
Straight up.
You know?
Yeah. Let the people know where they could follow you at.
Yep, that's right. We on Instagram at Real Talk with Mike, and we on Facebook at Mike Martinez. And hopefully this post will just have it, make it easier. One touch,
sir.
bam.
For
Yes,
sure.
sir.
Sounds
Yes,
good,
sir.
man.
Thank you, man. Thank you for coming
Boom.
through here and
The fellas.
sharing your
Shout out to
time with
everybody
us.
for listening.
City
Yes,
by
sir.
the
Yes,
ocean.
sir, man.
Love y'all, man.
Hell
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you.
City
Thanks for
by the
having me.
bay.
Thank you,
All right,
everybody, for
guys.
listening and for sliding through.
Peace.